Hello and welcome to Digi8.com. In this video, we are going to cover the topic on emotional leadership. Now let's start with the definition of emotional leadership. Emotional leadership is a method employed by leaders to guide followers to work towards a shared cause. Since this leadership depends on making followers work towards a shared cause, an emotional strategy can be a crucial part of this approach. Few examples of leaders that have demonstrated traits of emotional leadership include Barack Obama, Elon Musk, and Richard Branson. Moving on to the 6 emotional leadership styles. Goleman is known by many as the father of emotional intelligence. He wrote the book Emotional Intelligence. It was one of the 25 most influential business management books as declared by Time magazine. He has also co-authored Primal Leadership, Realizing the Power of Emotional Intelligence with McKee and Richard Boyatzis. They mention 6 types of emotional leadership in it. The 6 styles are authoritative, coaching, affiliative, democratic, coercive, and pacesetting. They have to be applied only in particular scenarios. According to the authors, only one style cannot be employed all the time. Rather, all the styles have to be used turn by turn. This depends on what is needed at the time and the people involved. Please note, out of the 4 styles, authoritative, coaching, affiliative, and democratic encourage good results in harmony. 2 of them, that is coercive and pacesetting, however, bring in a tense atmosphere. They have to be applied only in particular scenarios. Now let's look at each one of them briefly, starting with authoritative leadership style. Leaders employing this style can motivate, encourage, and lead followers towards a shared cause. Such leaders let their team know where they are all headed towards. However, they do not mention the course to be taken. Team members have to come up with their own way to reach the target. The key feature of authoritative leadership is empathy. Moving on to the next style, coaching. This type of leadership aligns followers' personal goals with the business goals. Leaders using this approach are motivational and empathetic. They pay attention to letting others grow to achieve success later on. This approach has a good effect on people because it encourages them and strengthens their trust and bond. Next, affiliative. The affiliative leadership approach encourages harmony in the group. This approach bonds people. It promotes inclusiveness and encourages getting rid of conflicts. To put this style in practice, one has to give importance to people's emotions. Their emotional needs must be seen as important. Next, democratic. This approach pays attention to collaboration. Leaders using this approach encourage team members for their inputs. They hear people in detail, invite suggestions, and dictate them less. Next, pace-setting. The pace-setting leadership approach concentrates on performance and achieving targets. Leaders with this approach want their employees to do very well. The leader often steps in to ensure that targets are achieved. Even though this can be very successful at times, it can also negatively impact the team. It could cause higher staff turnover, exhaustion, and burnout. And finally, coercive. These leaders have a dictatorial style of leadership. This approach relies on orders. Additionally, a threat of punishment is implied and there is tight control. Nowadays, people in democratic nations have a certain degree of control over their profession and the way they live their lives. This style denies these to them. This approach can only be used with problematic workers or to quickly address a sudden change and in times of crisis. So that's it, folks. This brings an end to the topic on emotional leadership. These are some of the sources and links referred to for the content in the video.
Thank you and see you in the next video.